welcome to the vlog.
Hi.
And if you're new here, I'm Tiff.
I'm Cari.
And we're just a crazy married couple. We do a lot of stuff, but
Crazy
most of all...
is definitely a good way to describe us.
Yep. Most of all, we just like to have fun.
Yes.
Yeah, so we do reviews, we do vlogs, we do lots of stuff. But anyway, somehow you ended up on this channel, so this is a story vlog.
Yes.
Cari and I, we recently decided to have a baby. And
Try
as
to.
two women,
Yes.
we've had to go jump through a lot of hoops. But yesterday's appointment, if you watched the video, Cari wasn't feeling all that well. So we had to end the vlog a little earlier than we normally would.
Right.
So now we're going to explain basically what was our second appointment, but pretty much third step in our process.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we banged out the first two steps in one appointment.
Right.
Consultation and then some blood work.
Yeah.
So.
And of course the decision to even start this process. That was a pretty big step.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a pre-step.
So we were supposed to go in today and Cari was only supposed to get her HSG and her ultrasound. But
Yes.
it turned out we've been having some issues with your ovulation kit.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out when I was ovulating. So when I had my ultrasound yesterday, he figured I was about day 17 into my cycle,
Yeah.
I guess. So I missed it. I missed my ovulation.
And I don't know if you caught this, he said you might have just ovulated early.
Yes.
And
he
then,
did say
because
that.
you didn't start peeing in the cup until
Day
a certain...
11.
Right, so he said you might ovulate early. So we'll just have to check that,
Yeah.
like right away.
I think I'm going to try out a different kit this next month because I don't want to miss it.
I don't blame you.
Because if we miss it, then we have to wait a whole another month.
So let's just jump into the process of what the HSG is,
Okay.
why you had to do the ultrasound, and then let's walk everybody through it so they have like an idea of what was going on.
Well, the first thing I got done was my ultrasound, right? And they wanted to just see the condition of my lady bits, as I like to call them.
It's really funny when you say that.
My uterus, and they could kind of tell where I was at in my cycle.
Yeah.
In there too. So it was an intravaginal one. So the wand had to go inside of me, in my lady bits.
Yeah, and if you remember from the video yesterday, you had guessed that was probably the one. And she was right.
Yeah.
That was the one. It was a wand. And they actually use condoms.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was so shocked by that.
That's a smart thing.
It really is. Yeah.
So he said, I have a beautiful uterus.
He did.
And
made me really
he
happy.
checked out my ovaries. And I actually had 2 follicles. So that means I produced 2 eggs this month.
So as you guys know, we've talked about this before. Cari is in line to have twins. You know, her mom's a twin. Her grandmother had 3 sets of twins. So when doctors said, oh, 2 follicles, Cari and I were both like, ooh.
But he did say that it typically doesn't happen each month, so I might not have 2 next month.
Man, but if you do, ooh, and one of them splits, oh no. So, oh yeah.
There's always that chance that one could split.
Yeah, so that could be fun.
Have another chance of multiples.
So the ultrasound went pretty quickly.
Oh, it was very quick.
It basically took longer for you to get undressed and to get situated on the table than for him to come in. And he was even he had 2 interns with him, and he was showing the interns everything to do, and it went very quick.
Yeah, it really did.
Yeah.
Yep, it was just quick in and out, and then we had to go. We had to go find a different room to do the HSG.
Yes.
Which was a task because it's located inside of a bigger hospital, and we were like, which floor do we go to? Where do we have to go?
Well, and they originally told us at the front desk to go down to 3. So Cari and I get down to 3 and we look down this little corridor and everyone's getting blood transfusions. So we're like, this might not be the right place, but it took some doing.
And the people on level 3 said we have to go up to level 5.
Yes, that's right.
And then, so we just went back up to where we were originally at, and they told us where to go. We figured it out.
So we finally got there, had to stand in a couple different lines. Yeah, it was fun.
Oh, sure. If that's what you want to call it.
It was fun for me.
Yes.
But the HSG room kind of reminded me of like just a place where you go to get x-rays, which I think it was.
Yeah, it kind of is, because they take an x-ray of you. Well, they insert the contrast, so.
So if you watched the video from yesterday, you got to see all the pieces. So basically, Cari and I went into this room and you had to get undressed again.
Yes.
And I mean, it was so cute because she only had a t-shirt on, you know, and we kind of laughed and joked that she looked like a little toddler running around when you take the diaper off. I mean, it was like perfect, you know, just great images for us. But this room wasn't as big as a normal, like you would think, like, again, from the video, you could see this monster, you know, machine. You'd think that the room was going to be, you know, much bigger.
Right.
So, yeah. But let's kind of explain, like, your HSG process. So you're on the table. She had to get into stirrups. I don't know if you could see what he was doing, so I'll tell you what he...
I couldn't. Right. And he wasn't explaining what he was going to do, so I jumped a few times because, like, it wouldn't have been so bad if he was like, okay, now I'm going to do this. But he was just like, all right, I'm going to get started. And he dove right in, and I was like, oh, what was that? Oh, what are you doing now?
So basically, she had this tube, and at the end of the tube was this little blue tip, and that blue tip was actually a balloon. So he ended up, while you were laying down, before you talk about how it felt, he took this giant syringe and filled it with this contrast, and he pushed it up into the tube. First, he inserted it.
Okay.
First, he inserted your line in.
Yes.
And he didn't tell you right away. No. That's why I grabbed your hand, because I'm like, he's going for it.
Yeah.
He is getting up in there.
So.
His office is really busy though, so I'm assuming, I mean, he was still great, but I mean, he didn't tell you he was going in.
Right.
So it's kind of like that scene in Twister, we're going in! Like he just went, whoop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a little uncomfortable. I think mostly because I didn't know what was going to be happening because he wasn't explaining it. But once that was in, it wasn't too bad. A little bit of cramping, like they said, when they do the contrast, because your body's like, get it out, get it out.
Right. Well, when you
put the here.
Well, when you put the contrast in, that's what made your balloon go up. So basically, she had was described to us something the size of a dime. Have a quarter go into something the size of a dime. So you know, at first you have this tiny little tube going in, and it was bendy and stuff like that. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, here's the balloon, just like, let me get in here. This is where I go. And when that was happening, Cari was literally gripping my hand, and I thought it was going to break off.
Oh, you have a low pain tolerance, though.
I do. I'm actually quite nervous for when you actually give birth.
If it happens.
Oh, come on now. Might need to have Rachel in there for you to squeeze her, because she just doesn't feel any pain. She's like a rock. He also, I really liked how they cleaned the area out too. They were very thorough with the infections. Like you guys knew, Cari was taking antibiotics.
Which reminds me, I still have to take mine tonight.
So, I'd say the whole procedure lasted, what, like 10, 11 minutes?
Oh, not even that.
I just mean the whole thing, waiting for the radiologist.
Waiting for them to come in was the longest. Yeah. Once they had everything set up and ready, it was less than 5 minutes.
So explain to them what it felt like when the balloon was starting to, you know, become inflated.
So it was just a lot of pressure.
Okay.
It was a lot of pressure. Which... Once it was there, it was fine. Okay. It was just as it was inflating, a lot of pressure. Okay. Yeah. So then, once it sat there a minute, I didn't feel it anymore.
And you said it made you feel like you had to go to the bathroom?
Well, you know, when they had the contrast going in, it made me feel like I had to go to the bathroom. Okay. It feels like menstrual cramps, and menstrual cramps make me feel like I have to go to the bathroom.
It does for me too. So, probably does for most women out there.
Probably. Yeah. So that was that, and he said, okay, we're done. Took everything out. Yeah. He said, you're good to go. And I said, does that mean my tubes are open? He said, yes, it does. So, that's true, right?
It is, yeah.
He didn't say anything. Okay, we're done. See you later. That's what he said.
So, you skipped the radiologist part, but basically,
oh yeah,
the radiologist had to come in while our doctor was
doing the contrast.
He was pretty much like waiting to put the rest of it in.
Because the radiologist had to be there for the x-ray.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, our doctor was like hanging out there and he kept asking for an extension because I felt really bad for him because I think he was being really like cognizant of how you were feeling because basically he's standing up over top of you now waiting for the radiologist to come in and he's like has his hand down under her blanket, you know, like
right.
So there wasn't an extension on the tube, so we had to like keep, you know, his fingers on the syringe.
Right.
So we were basically waiting on the radiologist to come in to read the screen, even though, you know, our doctor could have done it, but he had to wait.
Right.
Professional courtesy, if you will.
Yes.
And it was really exciting because I didn't know what we were looking at on the screen.
No.
I had no clue, but I could see everyone's faces. So I kind of had an idea that things were great.
I don't even know where I was looking.
Well, because Cari...
It went by so fast.
So she's laying like this on her back. Yeah. And the screen is right here.
I couldn't see the screen.
So our doctor said, no, you got to go like this with your head.
But then they moved the screen forward,
they did.
So it didn't matter where my head was at because I couldn't see anything anyways.
Well, I think I just front row view, and I didn't know what I was looking at.
Right.
It looked like a flashlight in one of the games we play online where you're just shining it and you're like, oh, that's a wall, but there's something else there. What is that? So on top of Cari having a beautiful uterus, to quote our doctor, verbatim, beautiful uterus, to go with your beautiful self and your beautiful face and your beautiful body.
Okay.
We're gonna have beautiful kids.
I sure hope so.
But anyway, she has tubes that are opened and we're pretty excited.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I hope that I catch my LH surge this month.
Yeah.
So that we can proceed.
So the next step is ordering a new ovulation kit. So we will probably have to talk about a new kit now. We learned our lesson. I know a couple people commented, said they had used that kit. So we'll get a new kit and we'll check that out. And basically we just kind of wait to see when Cari ovulates. We know that your lady bits are working.
Yeah.
Once we get the news, we make a phone call and we are ready to roll.
We are.
I mean, we could be pregnant in 4 weeks.
You're so excited.
I'm excited.
I just don't want you to get your hopes up. Because he said only 15% chance of pregnancy, so.
Well, you know, I guess we'll take that chance and we'll see what happens. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
Oh, for sure.
We'll keep trying.
We will.
Not sure where we'll get the money, but we will keep trying somehow. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Right.
Yes. So we will keep trying. And that's just all there is to it. I'm not going to give up. We're not quitters.
No, we're not quitters.
Yes.
So.
And we can always adopt.
That's true.
Yes. Which we've talked about anyway. That would be pretty awesome. Foster kids when we get a bigger place.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be cool. But anyway, that is for a different blog.
Oh, yeah.
So for those of you who are on this step, just to recap, we had the HSG and the ultrasound, which is basically step 2 after the consultation. Right. So you start off getting blood work, then you get your HSG, and then you get inseminated. And you beg the universe, pray to the universe, whatever. You do anything that you can to get pregnant.
Yeah.
And that's it. So we hope that we have thoroughly explained everything.
We hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know you're not still feeling up to par. That's kind of why I was jumping in.
Yeah.
Completely.
That's okay.
But it's awesome that you did all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
Babe.
I survived.
If I could take any pain away for you, I would.
Yeah.
I'm
just tired now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you. We can't thank you enough for following along with this journey. you know, like I said before, we were really nervous that, you know, people would want us to keep the same, like, vlog type going, the same shenanigans, and it's cool that people want to see us have a baby.
Yeah.
Because we really
want to see us do a lot of different things.
Oh, yeah.
It's nice.
Yes. So we got lots of things coming up, and as you saw from yesterday's video, the t-shirts and sweatshirts should be up for order.
Yeah.
Remember the Kelly green shirts that have this style with the logo on the front, just the small one, and that catch you on the flippity on the back. They are limited. We're not gonna have those again. We just don't have the room for them, so if you want one of those, be sure to grab one.
Right.
Well, thanks guys for watching. We hope you subscribe to the page.
And click that bell for notifications.
Oh, married bliss. All right, guys. I guess that's all we have for you today.
It sure is.
All right. Well, we will catch you on the flippity then.